Good morning. I'm in a bad mood. I'm saying that right now. I slept horrible and now it's raining and now I have a jackass there with his diesel transporter. He's blocking the charger. I don't mind, there's a lot of chargers, but they're loud and he has the car running. And he's all commenting, oh, I'm gonna charge my car for 6 hours. Idiot. I said it. Like I said, I'm in a bad mood. I'm sorry. And I'm not gonna act for you and be all, oh, everything's fine, everything's nice. Yeah. I have the Volvo EX30 here that you can't see. There it is. It's a twin motor. And I'm gonna do 110 kilometers an hour charging test. And I'm charging here close to the highway and then go to Ionity and charge there back full. And then we're gonna start, because I can't film in the rain. Ionity doesn't have a roof like here. That's awesome. And it's gonna take a long time to charge here. This car has a 69 kilowatt hour battery, 64 kilowatt hours can be used, has twin motor, 428 horsepower. What do we have? 460 kilometers WLTP range, and today with 110 because not everyone's driving 130. And the 110 test is very good if you want to know the range when you go country road somewhere, because not everybody can go by highway everywhere or go slower on the highway and in the rain as well with wet road. Charging, by the way, this car above 85% is not amazing, gets really slow. Above 95% you have like 8 kilowatt, but you usually don't do this on a long distance trip. Charging to 100%, you do this at home or AC and then it's no problem. I just dropped my, come on, oh, I hate that. That's the locking thing, because the key has no unlock button. And for whatever reason, doesn't let me in there. Now, finally. Yeah, what I've noticed, I dropped the remote control beside the seat. And I was like, oh my God, how the hell do I get this? But look at this, when I put the seat forward, look how it's touching the, nobody could sit here ever, but now you can reach everything. Look at that, that's awesome. I'm on my way. I'm driving 113 on the speedometer, that's 110. My climate is in eco. I have it on manual on 21 degrees, airflow low, because it's 16 degrees out there, so it will heat a bit, but I don't need a lot. Yeah, my trip data is annoying. The car didn't reset, so I have put it in reset off the recharge, and it did it when I charged when you saw me, and then when I was at Ionity, it didn't reset. It just, I drove on and it didn't, but I only drove for 20 meters. Then and you cannot reset this trip up here by hand. It's done automatically. So I had to reset the second trip, which I had my whole driving data, the last 1,000 kilometers, and I wanted that. So I'm annoyed again. And on the second trip I don't have the time, but I started at 8:51. I know what I did. So we see the time. We have to do the time not with the trip meter. Of course I have cruise control on. I also have self-steering on, and I want to try the lane change assist. The lane change assist is not that great. You get this little green thing here and it wants a big distance to a different car, and then when you turn it on, it takes its time. So it's not a fast, I have to drive faster, there's someone behind me. Until you can do it to this side, it just takes way too long. The thing is though, you can just steer, it doesn't bug you. But oh my god, it takes a long time. Cruise control on the highway is totally okay. Yes, it goes over the speed a bit, but hello, who cares? The self-steering when there's wet road and there's sometimes patches where there are no lines, it's a bit sketchy. So I feel it's steering a bit all the time, sometimes a bit more, sometimes it stays a bit more to the right, sometimes to the left. It doesn't feel confident. It doesn't feel like it knows what it's doing. It's a lot of, I don't know, are we sure about this? The wiper control, by the way, in auto is nice. It's fine. I turned on the light, and this is cute. So you have to go into vehicle and then light, and then here you can change it. And when you change the light setting, so from auto to always on or from always on to auto, it wants you to confirm. I have to press OK on the steering button, which happens now for whatever reason that I don't know. Yes. Yeah, what I noticed also is that the buttons on the steering wheel, sometimes you have to press them twice or 3 times till something works, like with the OK right now. And I have this with the volume too. And I also noticed when you press it, nothing changes. The thing that you want to change comes up, except for next song, previous song. It works right away. But if I want to change the volume and I press plus, it doesn't go up. You have to then press it. So you press it, that it comes up, and then you press it, then there's change. The same for the of course. Yeah, but here now. And if you want to change the speed for your cruise control, sometimes you have to press it twice too. And what's, by the way, it's touch sensitive buttons, I didn't know that. And if you want to change 1 km/h steps, you have to press it and hold, and it can take a bit. But that's okay. I'm at 75% and I drove 87 kilometers. We look at the bottom trip meter here. That would mean 348 kilometers if I'm not mistaken. Consumption is 202, average speed 109.4. It was raining, but a little bit, but now mostly the road is dry, but I would say half of so far the road was wet, maybe a bit more. We'll see at the end if this has high impact on the consumption. I'm gonna turn soon. Haven't changed anything on the climate. I'm at 50% and I drove 197 kilometers, 0.5. That is 359 kilometers if I'm correct. Did I say 190? 179.5 kilometers. Yes, my consumption went down 192. Average speed also a bit. I had to pee. I have to deduct 2 minutes of my driving time for the correct average speed. Yes, it's 17 degrees out there. Still climate in 21. Everything is the same in auto. No, not auto. Manual, but not too much. And the drive here on this highway is way better. I don't have to pass that much. And you can see that, by the way, here very, very well. 12 kilometers ago, you see that spike here? That was when I went to pee. So a lot of regen and then a lot of power. Well, more power to accelerate back to the 113. That's normal. But other than that, look at that, how the speed is so constant. Jetzt habe ich's verschrien. I said it's not raining and it started raining. So it's not strong rain. Road is still dry, but it's raining. So we'll see. I navigated back to the charger on the other side. Donautal West, and the car tells me it's 91 kilometers, and I will arrive with 11%. We'll see with the time if it knows that I'm driving 110 or 130. Google Maps always had that problem, that when you navigate and you don't drive 130, the time was wrong. It was 11:28 when I started. It's now 11:29 when it says I will arrive. So we'll see. If it's 10 minutes later, then yes, it took the 130 for the time calculation. And if it's around that time, then it's smart. Yeah, 45 minutes to go. I talked about the cruise control and the self-steering. By the way, cruise control, when you turn back on the cruise control, so you're driving 90 and then you turn back on and it drives 113, the acceleration is done in a very nice, comfortable way. I like that. The slowdown when there is a car in front of you can be a bit on a country road, when you are behind other cars that drive a bit slower and then maybe they accelerate and slow down a bit as it happens, it feels a bit clumsy. So it feels like slow down. On the highway it's okay. So at 110 it's comfortable. I said it in the other video, the ride quality is not very sporty and not very comfortable. It's nice in the middle. I arrive with 12% now. Yes. And noise level at 130 was already good. At 110 it's also good. As we can see, I'm 16 kilometers away and my state of charge at arrival went down by 7% and my time on arrival 6 minutes. So the time and the state of charge is calculated with thinking that on the highway I drive 130, not 113, which is sad because it should take the speed I'm doing for a while. It should know that, but it just thinks you're driving 130. So when you drive fast, your arrival state of charge will be lower with what the car shows. It's holiday time, and if you need a charging solution for your trip or when you go on holiday, check out Maingau Autostrom. With Maingau, you can charge at over 600,000 charging stalls all over Europe. You can use the app, a chip like this, it's totally tiny, or a card, and it works really well. Check them out in the link in the description below. I arrived with 20% and it was 7 minutes longer than it originally wanted. Consumption went down to 188. The car says drove 287.1 kilometers. Google Maps says 288. I'm back at the same charger because it's raining. So I drove 288 kilometers with 80%. It gives me a range of 360 kilometers in these conditions with a bit of rain. It just rained around here. And then where I turned around for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, the rest it was dry and it wasn't raining. And temperature was between 15 and 19 degrees, and I turned down the heat even more because it was warm enough. So, and it was in eco, so I don't think the heat used too much. And this is all my data. I put it all here so you can see. Driving data, tire size with 19-inch tires. And in a few days I get the single motor version, and then we're gonna see at 130 and 110 what the consumption and the range is then, if the single motor is that much more efficient. Usually it is, and I'm very interested, so subscribe so you don't miss out on that. But I'm gonna charge here a bit, make another video, and then I go home. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below, and here on YouTube is also channel membership. And by the way, you want to check out my Behind the Battery secondary channel, my third channel, where I try to show what I'm doing here, everything behind the scenes, how I make my video, what equipment I use, and when I go somewhere, you get a little video about the trip and so stuff like this. But that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.